but it's 8:15. And I'd like to call the Whatcom Public Utility District meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you all for coming. We have a busy agenda today, so first let's talk about the agenda. I have a suggestion for new business. I think we can get through it all, but just to make sure we do and deal with the highest priority items, I'd like to start our new business agenda with action 4, item 8D, and complete the budget items, and then go back and address the other remaining items on the agenda. So go to 8D through 8G first to make sure we get the budget addressed, and I'll monitor the time. Okay. And we'll proceed accordingly. So I'm just letting.
Could I also make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
I know Brian is on the phone, and if he wants to talk about Puget's perspective on the wildfires, which he offered to
Yes.
research, he may not want to talk about it, but as part of the public comment or something, if we
Sure. Hey, Brian, what as chair, I'll let you go whenever you like. Just raise your hand as you're already doing. Why don't you go ahead and address us on that?
Well, you know what? I'll wait for public comment. Let you guys do your business if that seems reasonable to you.
Okay, at the first public comment period. Okay, so let's move on then to the consent agenda. The approval of the minutes of special meeting of November 25th and the claims of December 9th. Are there any modifications or changes? I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. We did not approve the agenda though.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. It's really not a change in the agenda. It's just that we will ad lib to manage time in the order of events.
Sure.
I
move to approve the agenda.
Yeah, just one, well, I wanted to just, one thing, I forgot to bring up at the last meeting, maybe an item to add at the end. I don't know if, would this be old business or new business, or just, maybe we can do it during reports, but, Energy Northwest requested that.
Yeah, we can do that under commission reports.
Okay, well, okay.
So they want an action from us today?
They want us to confirm our schedule for making our decision on conditional approval or on final approval of the SMR project. So
Okay, is that okay? We can do that in commission reports?
okay.
Okay, we'll make sure to do that.
That brings us to our first public comment.
Let's move to our first public comment.
I'd like, we gotta finish approving the agenda.
Thank you.
I made a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye. Thank you, Jim. Let's,
Stickler.
yeah, no, I'm glad, I appreciate your help. Let's move on to public comment. Brian, please go ahead.
Great, thanks. I did want to follow up to your comment, or at least to Chris's comment about the wildfire issue. You know, when we look at that issue, and I know this is going to be a topic of the legislature here in about a month. We agree that funds can be helpful in addressing wildfire risk, and we're interested in that discussion. We're also working through our Electric Industry Trade Association on a national solution to protect communities, accelerate recovery, and I think keep rates for customers as low as possible. I think we share that with the PUD in terms of what rates should look like. We also know that this is a much larger issue than what any single state can cover. And so when we look at what a fund would need to do, it'd have to consider all the risks that exist in the state, and we need to look at various sources of revenue to cover how to pay for that. So we don't believe you can place all the burden on customers for a problem that doesn't really care about state borders or utility service areas, given the scope of wildfire risk. And so we are doing all that we can to prevent ignitions and keep rates reasonable. That's one of our North Stars. And so PSE firmly believes that resources should be spent to prevent fires in the first place, and anything that takes away from this effort should be heavily scrutinized. So as you all are aware, PSE is undertaking one of the most ambitious clean energy transitions in the nation. That's state law. That's Clean Energy Transformation Act. And so we need to balance that transition with the need to keep power reliable and cost as low as possible for our customers. Anything that adds more to your utility bill not in service of this transition and the safe and reliable delivery of energy deserves, like I said, intense scrutiny.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Obviously a lot of implications to that. I noticed Joseph has raised her hand. This is not public comment. But Joseph, please go ahead.
Sorry, commissioners, my audio, I'm simultaneously in a doctor's appointment while doing this, but anyway, just a point of order, you guys approved the agenda. Could we take a step back very quickly and approve the consent agenda? There was a motion. Jamie made the motion. There was no second and no approval. Just wanted to make sure that that was
No, we did.
done and
We
clear.
did, we
Yeah, no,
did,
there was a motion in a second and then there was a vote on the consent agenda. We just did it out of order with the approval.
Well,
of the agenda.
okay, because I had heard two motions open and only heard the closure for the agenda and not the consent agenda.
we did.
We did.
Okay.
We'll have to be, you can go back and check, but we did.
Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. Moving back to public comment, is there any other public comment? Please raise your hand if you're online or raise your hand in the room if you're. Okay, I'll close this public comment. There will be a second public comment at the end of the meeting. Let's move on now to item number 5, the general manager's report.
So this one's gonna be about stuff that I'm worried about. The river this morning is at 17,500 cubic feet a second.
Yeah.
Normal this time of year would be somewhere 3,000 to 5,000. And then, of course, in the late summer, we see 1,000 and below. So it's flowing pretty well. It's at 16 feet. It won't hit minor flooding until 18. So we are close and we're expecting about 2.5 inches of rain in the next 24 hours here. It's going to probably get some flooding. So it doesn't seem to have any effect. Excuse me.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't seem to have any effect on on our operations, which is the good news. That being said, usually when you have these events, there's an awful lot of stuff in the water, so we end up using a lot of flocculant to clear it out, and more on that. One thing that really caught my eye this morning, Santee Cooper, which is a big public-owned, it's a public power organization that covers the whole state of South Carolina. They just signed an agreement for $2.6 billion that they're investing in 2 new full-size nuclear plants. So it's apparently there's enough of the supply chain, enough of the infrastructure, loan subsidies, guarantees, permitting expedition, all that kind of stuff. It looks like even the large nukes are becoming feasible again. So that was this morning. Eddie, you have a question?
No, continue.
Oh, okay. There's a strong geomagnetic storm today. I don't know if you guys know that. It's not projected to hit utilities, but it'll mess up radio communications and satellites. And if it's clear tonight, which doesn't look like it's going to be the case, there's supposedly a spectacular aurora. The last thing I have is our own Andrew is heading down to Seattle today, and he is going to be at the BPA signing ceremony, where BPA is kind of acknowledging all of the customer-owned utilities that have signed their contracts with them, and we are one of them. So they're going to be at the headquarters of Seattle City Light this afternoon for a signing ceremony, even though we've already signed, we're fully executed.
Can you have a guess on the percentage you signed?
Last I heard, it was about half.
Okay.
And they've only got another 4 weeks, so I would expect them kind of avalanching in at this point.
Mhm.
And that's it for me, unless people have questions.
Operations report. Kurt?
Morning. Yeah, actually, Chris got on board with what I was going to talk about is the river. Obviously, it's very high. Looking at the SCADA right now, we're averaging about 900 NTUs. I think yesterday afternoon it was about 75. So we've got a 10-fold increase in the dirt in the river over the last 24 hours. And so, but our crews are going to use a lot more flocculant, but I think I talked to Devin this morning and everybody's ready to go. And so, we're all on alert and everybody's ready to go. So that's about all we got going on right now. I mean, there's little projects here and there, but nothing to really use up your time for.
I noticed in the claims that there was a big purchase of chemicals and, I guess you're being proactive. This is you buy them a couple times a year, right?
Oh, no, we buy them, 2-3 loads a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get about a load and a half a month on average throughout the entire year.
Okay,
Yeah. But
So
when
this
you're
time of
buying-
year, we're going to buy more. During the summer, we'll buy less.
yeah, okay,
Okay, that's
all
all.
right.
Kurt,
Thank you, Kurt, yes. Let's move on from the operations report to old business.
I'd like to call on Andrew for any updates on broadband.
Good morning, commissioners. Steady as she goes with the Point Roberts project, where we have all the pole attachments submitted to PSC, and they've been very diligent in working through those in a very timely fashion. So we're very happy about that. And so the next step is, as I've mentioned in the past, is to revisit DAP and the tribe consultation to get the project moving. So we now have the finalized design. We just got that this week. And so we can now move forward with the next steps in the project. We did hear from Point Roberts Taxpayer Association. You might recall we mentioned that they reached out to us just getting a sense of what the PUD's involvement with broadband is relative to Point Roberts. And they've just put together a survey and analysis of what I'd call the state of broadband in Point Roberts. And they're talking to WidBeTel and they're talking to PointNet and they're talking to us, and they're compiling this survey results and basically at the end of the day a report that will just talk about the roles and responsibilities of each of the players out in Point Roberts. So hopefully that will clarify some of the communication and what our role is and what our role is not out in Point Roberts. So that's Point Roberts Taxpayer Association, and they should be wrapping up with their analysis soon. And like Chris said, I'll be at provider of choice signing later today. So depending on how late this meeting goes, I'm not in person today just because I might need to step out to hit the road. But that's my report. I'll kick it back over to Chris.
Is there any, is that the same as the Point Roberts, Community Advisory Committee?
No, there's a bunch of different organizations up there.
Well, something we can dig into at another time, but, it's good to know that that's more than one organization that
Yeah.
we interact with there. Any other things on broadband? Nope, let's move on then. Adjudication?
So for adjudication, the only thing I have is that John Sticken mentioned this at the last meeting. He has sent a letter to the court on the WIRA adjudication steering committee. And he is he's resigning from that and is recommending Matt Wells and as to be on that committee. And I don't think the court has made a decision. He's also recommended that Sarah Fraze from our office be on that as backup, basically to Matt Wells.
Are those in-person meetings?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I
Well,
think they're
in-person
both.
meetings.
I think they're both. I think that they're in person.
Well, why I'm bringing it up is because, would we be footing the bill for Matt Wells' travel?
I don't believe so, but I'll double check.
Yeah, it's an important
Yeah,
consideration. It's an advisory
I
committee.
think remote is an option.
But just be responsible about not that you wouldn't be, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's obviously an expense, travel expense.
did we follow up? We were going to send a letter to the county in response to the proposed amendments to the comprehensive plan.
I did not.
Okay.
Thank you.
I had meetings with 3 county council members this week. And I'm making my comments on those comments
Good. Lots of comments.
That,
Comments everywhere.
that I've discussed here in this commission before. There's nothing new that I'm saying, so.
Well, there is a final, so the planning commission has their final hearing on the 18th next week, but then, it'll be next month that it goes to county council and, so there's definitely time, for when, Yeah, I don't think, they have enough to deal with probably unless we had anything particularly pressing we wanted on the land use chapter right now to get across.
No, it's just keeping an eye on it. If there's a strong push and the PD needs to weigh in, I think, I'll be glad to be our designee to come back to the commission with the request for, because I'm talking, this is coming up in all three of my meetings this week, with county council members, so. The adjudication subject, so.
Oh, right, on the the adjudication language you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that part.
Okay, so, is there anything else on adjudication? Okay, then let's move on to geothermal. Andrew, is Andrew up again?
He could be. Andrew, do you have anything new on geothermal?
No, I don't have any update on geothermal.
Okay. I do know, Lisa's gone ahead and put the copy of the presentation that Hero made up on our website.
Oh, great.
So that's there for anybody to see, and, we've been assured that it's likely to have some kind of decision on the land auctions by March.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And thanks for continuing to keep us informed. I really enjoyed reading that geothermal article about super hot rock.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
I thank you very much for what you do to keep us informed on those things.
And any update on, we were going to have a signing with Nooksat.
We're still waiting on Mike to schedule it.
Okay.
The issue is getting the tribal members together, and Mike thinks that's gonna have to happen in January at the
Oh,
earliest.
sure, okay,
Yeah, that they're, yeah.
yeah, holidays.
Yeah.
Just to clarify though, so this decision on a lease auction opening up, are we getting that from,
The federal government.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Direct, okay,
Yeah.
finally, they're telling us
Well-
March, okay.
That's their current timeline. Now, they've been not wonderful about keeping timelines, so we'll see what happens.
Right, but like a timeline on letting us know or on the actual thing happening?
Well, that's when they will announce what's gonna be auctioned and
Which-
schedule the auction,
Okay, so they'll announce which parcels are, gotcha, okay.
if any. I mean,
If-
that's one other possible outcome, is that there's none, but I expect there'll be, quite a bit. And it's gonna be interesting. We'll have lots of conversations in the spring.
Yeah, exciting.
Okay, let's move on to 7D, strategic plan update. I guess maybe we should strike this from our,
After this one,
after this one, is there more? Yeah.
I think the update now is that we're in final production for the copies
Yeah.
and it's ready to go. So-
And then we're gonna airdrop them all over the county, right?
Right, yes, exactly, copies everywhere.
And then we'll take it off the old business.
Okay. And then the new customer update.
Nothing new to report there beyond the action item 8D, which is the engineering for the line.
Is this something we want to keep on here, 7E also?
If you're willing to accept the pass, because I put it on there as kind of a
As a reminder, yeah.
Because there's always something coming up, like we've
Mhm.
got 3 discussions right now.
Oh,
with
okay,
data
yeah.
centers and,
Yes, okay.
so there could be all kinds of new customers.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, if there's anything else under old business, let's move on to new business. And so what I suggested at the opening of the meeting, was that we would hop, we're gonna probably cover all of 8, but we're gonna hop straight to 8D. To make sure we get the things done that we really have to get done today. So, action 4, approve work order number 2 at Tothis and Associates Engineering to design and provide construction support for construction of a 115 kilovolt transmission line and authorize the general manager to sign the agreement. Okay, let's open it for discussion. Or maybe,
It's a really
Yeah,
straightforward
totally,
engineering
yeah.
contract is to do the design.
and,
Well,
And TOF has been pre-approved by us. We went through a whole vetting process,
Right.
unlike what some other organizations may have done. We've done this competitively and we're good to go.
we're not just under limits or.
No,
anything like
absolutely.
that.
Actually, if I was doing that, you never would have seen it.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I think-
commissioners, one thing I would like to point out is that this is a work order for engineering and construction support for the transmission line. and there will be a separate work order for the substation.
And is this work order gonna be backstop with the funding of customers?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what the other agreement
Yeah.
says.
Great.
Well, partially. So I mean, yes and no. So some of this goes towards the water side
Mhm.
and some of it goes towards the new electric customer.
Okay.
So the appropriate portions are allocated to each one of those lines of business.
Okay.
I haven't seen the letter of agreement in our agenda packet. Is that,
The work order, action form?
I can send it to you. It's already done.
yeah, I saw, I think I went and looked for it, in reviewing all this, and I saw there was a draft, but I don't think I saw like a signed letter, like.
I can get you,
tons of
it's
it, so
fully executed.
It's fully executed, yeah,
Yeah.
we get to,
Yeah, that's not the item on the
sorry about
agenda,
that.
but you're talking about the thing that we approved in
The actual letter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see.
yeah, exactly. Which is all context for this action.
It is important
Which,
context. I'm just want to make sure that,
Yeah,
Do you want me to go ahead and send that to all three of you?
please.
And then I'll ask Joseph just to include it in the package.
Yes,
at the
please,
end,
yeah.
So it's up
just
there.
as an attachment to this item for work order number 2.
So I'm gonna support this, it's just that since it, and I know we skip straight to it to make sure we cross it off the list, it's very, because it is just a very important and big step that we're taking.
Mhm. It
And
is,
just
it
this
is.
being one piece of, one step down a road that, I mean, we have to move down quite quickly over the course of the next year, right?
Mhm.
So I was
The
just,
Speed will matter.
yeah, so I guess, I mean, we haven't spent a lot of time on it yet in the agenda. I know we have to, approve our budget and rates and everything else today, but haven't had a lot of time to talk about it. I'm just looking for, I think it'd be helpful for us all to fully understand like the steps in the timeline as we're gonna move through this from beginning to end to where, between, say, signing this today and, if I understand correctly, having a goal of having transmission built within just over a year, yeah, okay.
So my understanding that you would like to dig into this issue with more depth, maybe have a on the agenda, either a special meeting, or would you rather give it some attention in the regular meeting, and can you and Chris figure that out, and then we'll figure out which meeting it goes on? As far as.
I'm
or do
fine
you
with
want-
doing it in the regular meeting, yeah.
the regular
I just
meeting?
I think it's
just
just gonna be a fairly straightforward project overview, because as things go, this is a really simple project.
So maybe we should put in the new customer update, I mean, depending on whether our December meeting has much content or not.
Well, remember, the next December meeting is just a virtual only checks and
Yeah.
vouchers meeting,
Yeah,
just to.
I mean, does it make sense to write out a timeline as a memo and send it to all three of us?
And
I
put
could
it
certainly do
on
that.
the first January meeting agenda.
just have a roadmap, because, yeah, I understand it, it's simple, and it's also, it also could be complicated. But yeah, I mean, as you're seeing it here, so we're gonna, we'll have this engineering contract, and then, early next year, we're gonna have to be, applying for permits and such, and
Right.
moving through all that. Right now, as far as all we have is a letter of engagement, right? And so we'll have to there's, agreements that we'll have to make with the.
Yeah, we've got to
customer.
form a formal contract with them, yeah.
Um,
There's more to follow.
Right, we don't have the formal contract yet.
No.
Yeah, so there's nothing to.
So our first January meeting, I think it's the 13th, unless I'm missing something.
Yep, that's.
Yeah,
Yeah, until then, and do we have to do it this year?
I'm fine with waiting until January, yeah, and I guess I'll just say, just wanna recognize that moving on the course of a year to 18 months is a fast timeline, and
It is.
I welcome the challenge, and I'd love us to be able to demonstrate just an exemplary process by which we could show how fast we can get real infrastructure built here in Whatcom County. And so I for one, I think, expect fellow commissioners agree, we'll want to do our part to help in working with Whatcom County and any other agencies for making sure that this all moves forward and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
More than happy to support in whatever capacity the commission can.
Yeah, so maybe we could talk about it in more detail in January.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Okay, let's move on from, no, we haven't actually voted to approve.
I'm going to move that we approve work order number 2 with Toth and Associates Engineering to design and provide construction support for construction of 115 kV transmission line and authorize the general manager to sign the agreement.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And there's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Great. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, let's move on to the budget, new business items. So resolution 1, resolution number 883, a resolution of the Commission of the Public Utility District number 1 of Whatcom County adopting the district budget for the 2026 calendar year.
Hi, Annette.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this is, as you know, this is our final step in our whole budget process. So we've gone through all the input. We've gone through, a draft and a final and question and answer period, public hearing, all this. So this is the final piece, passing the resolutions that would pass our budget and would also set the rates for 2026. So in order to do this, we have 3 separate resolutions to do that. So they're listed out here in this action memo. If there's any questions?
Really, no, I have a question. I want to comment that I've noticed that there's been a evolution in the documentation we've had over the years, and I think it continues to be a really good presentation, clear and easy to follow. And thank you for not just preparing the budget and that, but making it accessible to the commission. And so compliments again. You've heard them before. I don't know if you've gotten used to them or if they don't mean anything anymore, but you get that every year. But thanks again.
Thank you.
Any comments? Any discussion?
No, it looks great, and we've been over it for a few times now.
Yes, I have, yeah.
I just want to clarify, so the requested action is to approve all 3 of these resolutions at the same time?
I think we should go ahead and do, Peter, that's
It's
okay.
best to do them separately.
Separately. Okay. All right,
So I think I'll entertain a motion for resolution number 1, number 883.
yeah,
I mean, resolution is referred as 1 on the agenda, but the official number in the for the Whatcom PD is 883A. For the Commission of Public Utility District number 1, adopting the district budget for the 2026 calendar year.
yeah, so moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners.
Let's move on to the next resolution, resolution number 884, a resolution by the Commission of the Public Utility District number 1 of Whatcom County adopting industrial water, utility water rates and Grandview utility service rates for 2026.
Yeah, so moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
There's a second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 And let's move on to the third resolution. Resolution number 885, a resolution by the Commission of the Public Utility District number 1 of Whatcom County for adopting rates and charges related to use and operation of the district's electric utility for 2026.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Yeah, but I thought there might be something of a presentation on this.
On the
or-
rates?
Oh, there already was.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss it, absolutely. So there's a motion. I'll go ahead and second it and open it for discussion. So, on the electric rates.
Yeah,
Did
there was we did a presentation and it was open for public comment. Did anybody comment on the rate
No, we
changes?
At that time, we also discussed, customer comments in the customer meetings, and there were no, customer comments. Am I stating that correctly, Annette?
That's correct.
But Eddie, are there any, other things you'd like to, dig into on the electric rates at this time?
Oh, I guess I was just I thought that there had been some slight changes made to what was in our packet today from what there was 2 weeks ago, and that's why I thought
Oh,
the
okay,
language would be.
okay.
I think the only change that's been made recently, and I don't know if it was in the last packet or not, was the surcharge that Bonneville's putting on. And we
Okay.
just passed that through. That was the only change.
Right.
The rest of it was, we're just passed through on the Bonneville tier 1 and tier 2 rates and our administrative costs.
Okay, all right, that was it, just the 5% there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I second.
Okay, I think I already seconded.
Um,
Anything else before we proceed with resolution, the third resolution here, Annette?
Nope, you've had it all in front of you, so I don't think there's anything else more to say.
Okay, great. So there's a motion on the table for to approve resolution 885. All those if there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. So,
Commissioners?
okay, we've addressed the budget.
Thank you.
And again, I already said it, thanks for all your work on it.
Yeah, thank you, Annette.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When does your next year's process start again?
Tomorrow?
Don't we allow Annette to take vacation at some point, like this afternoon? Give her the
Yeah.
afternoon?
No, I'll really start hitting it around July is when we really start getting everything set up
Right.
for the next year.
Yeah, on the operating side, we start about a month and a half earlier than that with gathering all the projects and you know, the work plans and
Yeah.
then that's rings the bell. and-
We may not have time today. I've got some comments, that came out of the strategic planning process. We discussed the strategic plan, for the front end of the budget process. I've got notes and I don't lose them. So I, thank you again. And so now I'm gonna do a quick time check. It's about a little bit, less than a quarter till 9. I promised Jamie that we'll get her out of here by 10:30. So I'm feeling really bold and really confident that we got this meeting under control,
Yeah, we're doing
but
good.
that's probably a mistake. But,
I'm sure we have something to check.
so, I'd like to, proceed, with the next, priorities, which is, item number H and I, because your, designation of authority runs out at the end of this year, and so I don't know what you'll do if we don't, approve the.
Go on vacation.
Indefinite vacation.
And to be clear, with this resolution, it just changes the dates.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
changing the date,
yeah.
continuing the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, every year we look at this and make sure that, you know, we're not doing something that ties operations hands.
Mhm.
For instance, there's a storm and they can't go out and buy diesel
Right.
because their authorization levels aren't high enough. So we look at all of those things every year and try and make an assessment. No need to change limits this year, so it's just updating the dates.
And you don't push anything through just under the limit.
No, we do not.
Here.
It falls where it falls.
Oh, the shade. Yeah, I appreciate that.
We are in fact open and transparent and compliant with the intent and the letter of the law.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to resolution, item 8H, resolution number 4. Which also carries a PUD resolution designation, resolution number 886A. By the Board of Commissioners of the Public Utility District, that's us, delegating administrative powers and duties of general managers and designees superseding all prior resolutions addressing the same matter. Basically, what we're doing is that we've had in place a delegation of authority to essentially give the general manager control over the purse strings on routine matters of operational business. And we're just continuing that for another year. We do this every year. In previous years, we've made significant modifications. This year is just a change of the date. So hopefully that's a sufficient explanation for the public. And with that, I'd like to entertain a motion.
So moved, and thank you for doing all the reading.
I guess I'm in a reading mood, huh?
Good.
Reading out loud. There's a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
I've said my piece.
Is this identical to last year's?
Yeah.
It is identical, yeah.
Just updated the dates on it.
Okay. That's what I thought, so.
So the motion and the second, is there any further discussion?
Nope.
Well, with that, then I'll ask, for a vote, and, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, commissioners.
Let's move on to, thank you, Chris. Thanks for handling the day-to-day. Otherwise, we could take, I could take Mondays and we could take Tuesdays.
Yeah, thank you. I have enough on my plate.
Well, you guys wouldn't agree with it. Let's move on to item 8I. Resolution 5, or the PUD designation resolution number 887A, a resolution by the Board of Commissioners of the Public Utility District of Whatcom County amending the salary range just list for district administrative employees. Is there a motion?
Have one.
Oh.
Commissioners, just for
Can
your.
we get the motion completed?
Yeah, sorry.
There.
Yeah, so moved.
Second.
Okay, now let's open it for discussion, and Lisa, please vote.
Okay, just as a note, on the page of the exhibit, there's an incorrect resolution number, and that's corrected for the final packet, and the resolution actually signed, so just to know. And as I went through there, it does not have, it should say 887 on the page that says exhibit, and then there's an error.
On, oh, where it says 879 instead of 877.
Yeah, it was from last year's, and so I just, when I updated that, I missed that, but it's correctly on the version that is.
Gotcha. Yeah, simple. Well, it looks like, so was it three positions that were being adjusted?
Well, and that's what,
It's actually four,
Four?
there's 4 positions being adjusted,
thank you for asking.
yeah, so these are all based on, market comparisons. So the automation technician,
Right.
the IT manager, the engineer, and the director of broadband and new power supply. So those are being adjusted this year.
So if I may, Lisa describes this as an adjustment. I gotta tell you, the amount of research that she's done to determine what the market rates are is pretty phenomenal.
Mhm.
And it's taken a lot of time and a lot of effort, and a lot of back and forth with GM, who sometimes thinks he knows better, and ends up, data is an amazing thing. When you see it, it just kind of goes, it doesn't matter.
That's the
what
only
you
way to
think.
set an engineer up is to show him data.
That's right. So, anyway, thank you, Lisa. It's been, this is great, so.
So on the subject, if, I don't know if you provided and I didn't see it, so forgive me. It would have been good to see the prior.
Oh, yeah, I can do that in the future. I didn't do that.
Do you have a rough feel of what the adjustment is
I
for?
can tell you exactly.
Sure, I mean, if it's okay with the commission, and since we have
Yeah.
a huge abundance of time now.
Well,
The automation, so everyone's position, the ranges were adjusted by 3%, which will be the COLA for this year.
The low and the high?
Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
just moved.
We just moved the range,
Like-
based on that COLA.
the range as well as their actual
That will
salaries.
happen,
Yeah.
yes, that will happen January 1st. We just
Yeah.
adjusted the ranges to make sure they stay within it.
Great.
The automation technician includes an additional 3% for the market comparison. The IT managers is an 8%. As is the engineers. And the broadband and power supply, I believe, was 10%. And that's in addition to the 3. So there's include that adjustment to the market as well as
The
the 3%.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna just go with the, so the automated dish was just 3%.
3% plus 3%,
Okay, the clerk was,
just 3%. So everyone's is 3%.
oh, everybody got
Everybody's
3%.
doing the same.
Everybody got
Four
3%.
got an additional.
And an
3%.
additional, above that 3%, the automation technician got an additional 3%.
Okay,
Mhm.
3%.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but when I got here, we were way out of range.
No, I'm not
Yes, oh,
complaining.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just wanna know what the change.
And so, yeah, what we're trying to do is keep it, get the pinch points every year so we don't have these
Mhm.
massive adjustments.
The
Yeah.
IT manager is the 3% plus 8%.
Okay,
The engineer was 3% plus 8%.
okay,
And the director of broadband and new power supply was 10%, the 3% plus 10%.
And the project manager also, or was that,
No.
that was just 3%?
The project manager is on, to be evaluated this coming year. So
Oh.
we're trying to get them on, everybody's is being evaluated every 3 years. We did everyone last year, and then we had a few this year that, based on what I'd seen in the market, we recommended another evaluation, so we did those this year.
Oh.
And then we'll do the remaining staff again next year, and then we'll have them kind of on alternating schedules. So it's just those 4.
so, I mean, obviously, this is a gross oversimplification on my part. Way I'm reading this based on like just getting this information is that what we found is we're out of line. In particular on some of these more technical positions.
Absolutely.
Um,
Correct. And we were also, as you know, out of line in our electricians, which we had to adjust earlier this year.
yes, we did
Because
that.
we were in hiring. So we would have been doing them all now, but because we were in the hiring process, we did those in July or whenever it was, we did those in August. So, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and it's really just based on the trends that I follow in the market and, we just try to keep an eye on those, so.
And if you're a young person in high school, you should be looking for a career in youth physics.
Mhm.
Yeah, our trades. I mean, we have a
Mhm.
huge shortfall in this country.
Or engineering, or,
Yeah.
there's,
Right, engineering,
in
absolutely.
the utility business, almost anything.
I mean, of course, us. All right, I'll make an exception.
Peanut gallery.
Todd, probably,
Thank you.
yeah,
One thing I'd like to comment on the salary schedule is, with my experience as a firefighter, when we would do negotiations, is there can be a very broad range of, benefit package values as well. And that doesn't get factored in
Mhm.
into the salary. So it would be an interesting analysis to see where the benefit package value that the PUD has as to its other comparables and where it runs. That's all.
yeah, I'm assuming that's kind of in your thinking, but I think, Lisa.
Well, I mean, I can just sort of off the cuff, I can tell you, I mean, I don't have the expense like cost for you. But if we're talking about it in terms of the benefit that we offer to our staff, the value of that, we are one of very few places that still provides 100% benefit to employees. So for medical, dental, life insurance, vision, we pay 100% for employees and all dependents, which is still is pretty rare.
Very
It's
rare.
becoming pretty rare. And we also offer the highest end package in medical. So we did not make any changes to that this year, despite the increase in rates. That was a decision that was made. I don't know if we can maintain that long term, but
Yeah,
that's what
I mean,
we're
but, yeah.
trying to hold on to that as long as we can.
Well, we're not, because we're not PERS members, it's kind of like offset some of the.
Correct, and we're still matching, because we're not PERS members, we are still matching the employer contribution amount that employees receive that as an option to then invest independently. So they still receive that as well.
And I've got to say, and Todd, this kind of relates directly back on our look at this is to try and be close to the market average. Snohomish, for instance, has decided that they want to set the market. So when we go look at what they're paying for comparable positions, it's much, much higher. And
I would correct that and say that we've looked to be at or slightly above the average.
slightly,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't want to lose because we're slightly above certainly national averages in housing costs, but also in the state, trying to attract people here, and it's very, very hard.
And just commissioners, for your information, we do a comparison, the Laputa does produce a salary survey. We utilize that, it doesn't apply to all positions, they don't include the position we have, and not every position is kind of an apples to apples comparison. So in some instances, I've actually broken down a job description, we spent time this year working on some of these actual job descriptions to make sure that we could do a better comparison. We felt like the comparison that we did last year may not have been quite equal, or as much as we could. So there, when Chris says a lot of time was spent, it really was. We did spend a lot of time actually evaluating the tasks, breaking it down, and then looking for comparable positions, not only in other utilities, but actually open positions on the market now in both government and private jobs in our area, because some of these positions are just really hard to fill, and we can't just compare ourselves to other utilities, because that's not where people are going to come from or where they're going to go if they leave here. So that affects that decision as well. The same as with the electricians, which we found earlier, is we can't just compare ourselves to other utilities of our size, because nobody can get electricians, and so that's it. You have to look at a broader sense of the market, the labor market.
Okay, thank you. There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Not for me, it's a complicated.
And by the way, if there's any further requests for future years and this type of thing, I mean, you got some input here, and
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll,
appreciate it.
yeah, so,
Yeah,
leave it up to you to.
yeah, I'll be sure to provide the previous, so you can see the changes.
So,
And note the percentages for you.
okay, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor, of this resolution 887A, regarding salary ranges, we already introduced and seconded, please say aye.
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 Apple.
Okay, now, looks like we got through most of 8, and I think I'm gonna keep at it. So now we have, the commission designations for next year. Let's begin, 8A, for the office of president, vice president, and secretary. I don't want to use a normal, procedure for this. Let's just make it a conversation. Who wants to be chair next year?
Well, I mean, I think generally since we take turns, it would be Eddie if you want to chair the commission.
I'm willing.
You ready? Okay.
Great, and then, who would like to be vice president? I guess you were vice president.
Yeah, so it's you and
I'm
I'm
vice
secretary.
Okay.
I'm a terrible secretary,
Well,
but
we-
as long as I don't have to take notes, we're good to go.
Yeah, Joseph makes us look good
Yeah.
in that regard. So.
Yeah, Joseph's doing a great job. We also have AI if needed. Just kidding.
Oh, boy.
We don't do that.
You're not on the internet, so I don't think.
I just meant if we ever needed to,
We need an AI attorney to opine on our AI questions.
I just meant,
I just did a whole online rant about AI.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'd like to frame a motion, then, which is. For 2026, for the, new president of the commission to be Eddie Yuri. Atul Deshmani to be the vice president, and Jamie Arnett to be the secretary.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. I'm gonna call Yuri as a second, because I already made the motion.
Oh, you made the motion. I'll second.
Look, is there any further discussion? Okay, so all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Welcome, here's the.
Thank
here's
you.
the
Yeah.
proverbial gavel.
Wait, that starts in January though, right?
We can,
Or-
yeah, sure, yeah, that's usually where we do it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
story.
you have to bring your robe, you have to buy your own wig and your own robe.
Okay,
Okay.
just when we made the motion, maybe it wasn't clear. This isn't, you're
Yeah.
still for
Yeah.
this meeting. at
Yeah, I'll
least.
continue to
Yeah,
chair.
this is for 26. Yes, right.
Okay, let's move on to the next, agenda item, 8B, which is, the selecting the district representatives for membership of various organizations.
And I hate that we have to do this. I like the positions that I have.
Although I think it'd be perfectly fine if you guys want to just preserve where you are.
Oh, yeah, that's, my question was going to be,
Mhm.
Chris, is, do we want to make any changes here?
Well,
I'm just saying, if you guys wanna mess with terms, we're gonna have a fight. right here on,
You really like.
I
perm.
really like perms, I'm just gonna
We
fight
brought it
that.
up again, huh?
I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you, don't even try to go there.
Boy, I don't know.
Um,
How often do you have to meet
Right.
about perms?
That's quarterly.
It's quarterly.
Well, I'm not paying you for that.
And,
All
and,
you
and,
do-
and these days, Annette has been, covering it for me, primarily, yeah.
why don't we go through each of them and just in case that anyone is interested
Okay.
in changing,
Board of Directors,
are you happy with that, Jamie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Managers Committee, of course, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You can't get out of it, Chris.
I know. No one out.
Government Relations Committee.
I would be interested.
It's like it's the same meeting as communications, so if you wanna
It is.
swap that from, I'll do communications and you do government relations, we literally meet at the same time,
But you'd rather, you mean you be point for one and I be for the other, or?
Yeah, so, I guess I do both, I thought that you
Okay.
were the communications.
Yeah, it's because they are combined into one meeting, and I've been attending all of them this year,
Mhm.
and, so anyway, I'd be happy to take that, but if you'd like to, then.
No, you are welcome to do government relations and communications, then we'll have to find another spot for me.
Would you like to be alternate, or?
No, I mean another, me being the primary for one of the other.
You're on the board of directors.
You're the board.
Which meets
primary.
on Friday, but all of the other
For the other
committees,
ones.
yeah, meet on Thursday, so I would have to find another Thursday spot.
Yeah, you could take water, because you're.
Well, I just want to remind the commissioners that all of you are welcome to attend all the meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
and
yeah.
we quite often do.
Okay, yeah, I'll do one.
So Eddie, you wanna be the designee for the primary for government relations, communications? Who's the alternate for government relations? I guess I could be the alternate for government relations,
Sure.
yeah? So Eddie, okay, so we're changing government relations, tell me if this is good, Eddie's the primary, and then I'm the alternate.
Would you, what about for the government and communications, or Chris, did you want to stay as alternate on?
But I've never been called on for that.
Yeah.
So I
really
just drop
back up,
in, yeah. It's, I'm fine if you want a tool as the backup on that.
Okay,
Probably easier to.
okay, I'll be your backup on those two.
Since it's the same meeting.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
meeting. I'm happy with energy still.
Yeah, I'm happy with energy, but, so water, will be Jamie.
I did water the year before and, cause I love water.
Mhm.
I love that, all the stuffs to talk about when it comes to water and,
Who
a
wants to be-
tool you probably know after doing it for this year, that they're mostly talking about residential customers, so
Right.
we sit through, a meeting with not a whole lot to say.
Even,
most of the
yeah,
time.
sometimes, yeah,
Do
right,
you want to be the alternate, maybe?
I could be the alternate,
Yeah.
okay. And telecom, I'll stay the lead.
Sounds good.
Andrew's delighted to be the alternate.
Yeah, is that good?
It's fine with me.
Okay,
Cool, I'm happy with these changes.
okay,
Next up.
okay, so let me just summarize as follows. For the designation for the Washington Public Utility District Association committees, we are making the following changes. For Government Relations Committee, Eddie Yuri will be the primary, Atul Deshmani will be the alternate. For the Communications Committee, Eddie will be the primary and Atul will be the alternate. For the Energy Committee, there will be no changes. For the Water Committee, Jamie will be the primary and Atul will be the alternate. And the Telecom Committee will be the same, the Energy Committee will be the same, the Board of Directors will be the same, and the Managers Committee will be the same.
Gotcha.
So, I'll make that motion.
Or are we gonna do motions for each of them, or?
Yeah, let's just do this one at a time.
Okay.
You can do it all together.
I could, but I just read a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you just read them.
Um,
So, I'm making that motion. Will somebody second it for me?
I'll second.
Good,
Okay, and a motion a second. Any further discussion?
No.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Okay, so we've got that pinned down. I know this will be in the minutes, but, our next meeting is, January 13th, is that what I said? And we'll put the meetings there that week.
Mhm.
And so if I could ask a favor of staff to just send us an email with the designations we approve as far as committees.
So we don't forget.
Just so we don't forget while we're thinking about our schedule for attending. Thank you, that'd be very nice of you, thank you. Okay, now let's talk about county level designations. There's two. One is the Whatcom County Economic Development and Investment Board.
Do you like doing that, or you?
I do. And I've been, have this now multi-year effort with, City of Ferndale and Grandview to, they're understaffed. As far as, that goes, and I've been trying to help City of Ferndale stay plugged in to what's happening at EDI, and I feel like, it's in the public utility district's interest to see Grandview continue to get developed. For the obvious reason, because we have investments in the area and the more, proactively Ferndale gets developed. So I'm trying to be helpful to the city of Ferndale on this issue, and I'd like to continue to do so because they're planning to do a big ass next year, so. So
Well,
I'd like to stay in that role, or the alternate. I could still do it as the alternate.
I'm happy to be the alternate and also to keep things as they are for WCOG.
Okay, yep, that's fine for me too. There is a meeting this week. Is that tomorrow? Maybe tomorrow.
Wednesdays,
Thursday.
yeah, it is.
I don't know if there's anything pertinent there on the agenda for that, but we can bring it up in commissioner reports, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Am
then,
I gonna fight for these positions? Is that what
That's
you're
what I'm
pointing me?
asking.
Yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, I have probably less time than everybody else, so if I threw my name in there as a delegate, I would be calling on the alternate probably
okay,
often, so. Cause when does the Whatcom County Council of Governments even hold their meetings?
Like quarterly Wednesdays,
In the.
or every
afternoons
two, or it's
during
every
the
like
day?
2 months, it kind of depends, it's been, it's like 3 in the afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, they hold it during business hours.
Yeah, which is difficult for me.
It's Zoomable also, but.
another Whatcom County meeting that I've been attending fairly regularly, and I plan to keep attending fairly regularly, is the Whatcom County Business Commerce Committee. Is that the right acronym, people?
I don't know, but that's
some
not
of
one
it-
of our,
It's on Mondays at 11 o'clock, the Whatcom County Business and Commerce Committee. I think that's what it's called, but anyway, it's at 11, it's at the port. And they talk about things like adjudication, they talk about things like economic development, Cherry Point, and I think it's relevant for us. I haven't been per dieming it all because the commission hadn't approved it. But I'd like to, maybe not commit to all 12. But for next year, I'd like us to explore greater involvement, and maybe even ask the committee if we can join the committee and be an official member. Explore that with our with Tyler chair. Tyler does actually chair. Tyler Schroeder from the port attends and helps, is the staff facilitator of the meeting. So
You mean
Yeah,
as like a dedicated seat, or just as a one of us applies and joins?
I think, I mean, like, all the other local governments have a seat in that particular group. It's kind of like COG and EDI. And I think, with all the economic development conversation happening, it makes sense for us to be there. But,
Well, let's find out what it's actually called and.
And maybe,
give us
we
a
don't have to
recommendation.
decide on that today, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave that
We'll
alone.
look at it.
Okay, and perms, of course, super exciting.
Since there's no changes to these, Peter, we don't need a resolution or anything, we just let them know.
Right.
We could do a resolution to continue if you want. We do a resolution to
Need a
continue.
motion, just a motion.
Yeah, sorry, motion, sorry.
I mean, I would just do a motion at the end of that.
Yeah.
At the end of this.
Yeah,
Well,
why don't we
let's
just go through
continue,
the
keep
rest
going
and
through,
then
yeah.
do the remainder?
So what, wire one, Jamie, you wanna keep being?
That is the one that I.
Yeah, okay. It's yours.
And planning unit. Keep things the same.
Yeah, that's a staff function.
Uh,
And then, Energy Northwest, you wanna keep on for another year of Energy Northwest, City?
you know, if you wanted it, I'd give it to you. But I'm also happy to stay. If you wanted to, switch back or you be the lead, I'd be the alternate, but,
It's a lot of travel, isn't it?
it's a long trip to Tri-Cities. I went twice this year. I zoomed into some other meetings. If you were. I guess, yeah, just, I mean, it's in the spring tentatively scheduled for May is the big vote. However, in making that, it'll be a vote we'll have to take a vote as a commission prior to that where you'd represent.
I think,
anyway,
well,
so.
my feeling on this is next year's 2026. In 2027, I think I'd like to return to the Energy Northwest Board. I think there's a benefit in more than 1 year, particularly with the Energy Northwest Board, since it's a huge board and it takes time to settle in. This is not one of the board positions that I think should change every year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we should do a couple of years. I mean, I would say the watershed management board is the same thing. It's good to have multi-year continuity. So I'd like you to keep it for another year but
Okay.
then I'd like to take it in 2027, obviously, assuming we're all here. And keep it for a couple of years.
That sounds good. Yeah, alternate every couple of years on that. Yeah, I mean, it's really been a privilege to serve on the board of directors for Energy Northwest. I've learned so much. It's
Really smart people in that board.
it very much so, yeah. No, it's really enriching to be at all the the meetings I've been to and I'm happy to continue.
Okay, great. All right, so I'll
No changes. to
Well,
that.
entertain a motion to keep no changes to welcome EDI, COG, firms, watershed management board, and Energy Northwest.
Is
Did you
that
make a motion?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I did, or no?
Entertaining a motion.
Entertaining, okay.
Sorry, thank you.
so,
Hard to keep.
so moved second?
Motion and a second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. There are a lot of motions in this meeting,
Ooh, Lord.
so apologize for losing track of my motions.
Joseph got all that?
Now, the last thing we got,
Not ideal.
yeah,
Yeah.
So those two.
We
Yeah, we all.
got it covered today.
the teams got it covered. Let's move on to the last thing, on the agenda, which is our meeting schedule. And as it shows there, January 13th, the general rule here for the Wacom PD is the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. Which of the meetings here are exceptions to that?
I believe there were none.
I don't think there
Yeah.
I think this year there were no holidays, what I understood from Joseph, these are all.
Yeah, because Veterans Day was just a.
Mhm.
Commissioners, if I may, in going over that calendar, it just so happened that there were no conflicts this forthcoming year. Everything is either a day or two before a holiday or nowhere near a holiday. So we should have a clear schedule for next year.
Great, thank you, Joe.
Thank you for checking. I also went through and checked to make sure we didn't conflict with
Cool.
holidays, so it seems like a great schedule to me.
All right, great. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting schedule as proposed.
Moved.
I'll go ahead and second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye. All right, so there we go. We've completed 8C.
think that's it for
I
me.
believe
Well,
now
I
at this
don't
point,
know.
I've got help from my colleagues and anybody else and staff who wants to make sure that we completed new business as identified.
Yeah, I've got them all crossed off.
Yeah, me too. I think one of the commissioner reports.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do that.
I have nothing to report, except I apologize that I wasn't able to attend the party on Friday. Had some other business come up, so I hear it was amazing, and thank you guys for all your hard work putting that together.
Thank Lisa.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. I mean, we've been, hoping for just more positive culture here at the PUD, and I think that we're making moves towards that.
Yeah, and I want to say that you were missed, but not to put any guilt on you, just to say that it's been clear to me at the commission that it's been a priority of yours. And so your support of these efforts has helped also to make this event a reality. So thanks for supporting all of that, Jamie. And of course, Eddie and I attended, and we were delighted to be there. And a positive event and a great opportunity to get to know each other a little bit differently, a little bit better in a different way. And maybe some of us like to volunteer more than others. I'll leave it at that. So it was a lot of fun to be had. And thank you for that, Lisa. Let's move on to Eddie. You've got, and there's particularly, yeah, we made a note to address Energy Northwest in your commissioner comments.
Sure. Yeah, I guess since, well, on that note, yeah, also I really enjoyed the holiday party or the employee appreciation party. And yeah, thanks to Lisa and everyone there. It was I would like to, I mean, maybe it's an item to maybe revisit next year, but if we might do karaoke at the next year's party, talked about that with Joseph a little bit.
Joseph left that. Yeah, he's brought it up before.
Yeah, but the improv show was
Pick
very
your favorite Iron Maiden song to sing.
But we can wait, we got plenty of time to work that out.
Start
and,
preparing now.
I'll make a motion. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is my 1 year anniversary since being sworn in. So I no longer can use the excuse that I'm in my first year.
No.
And it went by fast. I'm really thrilled at the honor and the opportunity to serve as chair next year.
Just keep good time,
yeah. I'll try to rehearse it, or I'll get some actors to play you too, make sure. Just because I've never done it before, I want it, but yeah, I think I got a good sense of what the procedure is. I did want to, just to get maybe a soft head nod from you two, and something I might talk about with staff, but I'd be interested, if you weren't opposed, in possibly changing the arrangement of our physical table here.
Yeah, I'm open to whatever.
In the room. Partly just because I think just when we're talking to each other, being in a row here versus if maybe we were more of a rounded arc where we could kind of not have to do this when we're
like Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah. So whether, and I know that I remember when the first time I came to a PUD meeting, this table was over there underneath the banner logo, and I understand there were changes made when we brought in the TV and the Zoom and the owl and stuff, and it makes sense, but maybe just might discuss it with staff, but just wanted to see if anyone.
Cool. I'm very open.
As something you might do in around that holiday time when maybe there's a moment I can come in and help or something. Not a big deal, but just for making a turnover. I had that thought. We could have a bit of a round table kind of thing, and I've without spending any money on it, of course. I'm not saying
Yeah, we just have to figure it out, because the tables all like clip and hold each other up, they don't all have legs, so. So we would just have, we need an engineer to figure it out.
Well, and the other thing is that you do want the TV to be visible.
Right.
Display be flat visible. And I'll just remind you that if you go into any county council or city council or anything else, they're arrayed similar to this. And they have to talk across to each other because that gives you a place for an audience and cameras and displays and things like that. Now, we are talking
Yeah.
about moving that logo onto this wall and then getting these maps and the board relocated over there. So at least the logo is behind you when it's, you know, in the Zoom screen.
That, yeah, I mean, that would make sense to have to have the logo
But if we're
behind
talking
us.
about
and
reconfiguring
being
the version
efficient.
altogether, I don't wanna do that and then,
Well,
and then make a big change.
I thought I might try a little experiment maybe, cause you know, since we do have these tables, so we could, you know, we might just shift them a little bit. But I'm making sure that we can still, of course, see the TV and
Blaine used to, when I was on council, we just had the straight bench, you know, we were on a dais, but, they changed it to an L formation, so half.
Yeah, no,
like,
L could work, yeah.
maybe that could work.
yeah. And right, and I've seen in other commission chambers and like other municipal bodies have noticed the dais, yeah, the dais is curved, you know, it's like they'll have a, you know, they're in a row, but curved so that they can also talk to each other more easily.
It could be like a rounded L.
Well, and they're typically 7 to 9 people
Yeah.
when they're curved like that.
Yeah, but I mean, if we could put like the rounded
Yeah,
edges.
figure it out.
and
Okay.
I didn't wanna like take too much time here, we're just saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try it out and then we can see if we like it or, not make a
We'll
big
get it
deal.
all functional.
You know, anyway, so, Energy Northwest, where, there's basically, yeah, they asked if we would give, just because they wanna know what, you know, we're one of, 30-something votes that, you know, on this decision as on the board of directors, and they want to know when we're going to be formally making it. So just for purposes of their planning, and it has to be done by May or before May. And we probably will want a little bit of space to discuss.
Yeah, I want a special meeting. I mean, I'm just gonna say that. I want a special meeting on the subject.
Oh, so let's put a pin in it and schedule a special.
Yeah,
meeting.
schedule a special meeting, in, I guess, January, February, whatever. I would like Chris, you to work with Chris to make sure we get a good briefing on the subject. And that we get to discuss all things nuclear.
What they're really looking for is an endorsement of the project success criteria.
Mhm.
That's specifically what they're looking for. And they've got a bunch of date and financial milestones to meet. And so what they're looking for, I believe, if I remember that correctly, is each member organization has to say, yes, we agree with this criteria, and that's really what they're looking for. I think when I saw the criteria presented, it was about a 15-minute presentation, and the board probably got a lot more.
Well, I mean, the conditional approval criteria were.
If I may, I'd like to suggest that we discuss this at a special meeting.
Yeah, I mean, really for the purposes of now, it's just to, so we can let them confirm our timeline. And so actually, since we did have our schedule of meetings for 26th in the packet here, I might just look at them again, and it would be helpful, just, maybe we could just pick identify now, which would, when.
While you guys look at a meeting, I just wanna, so I am not as up to date on Energy Northwest stuff as both of you, because I've never attended an Energy Northwest.
And that's why I think a special meeting is
Yeah,
appropriate.
I do get, you know, I get.
Because of
briefed
certain gravity.
Sometimes at board meetings, Waputa board meetings, Energy Northwest does presentations and, but a special meeting would be helpful, but I also wanna clarify, like, are they looking for a resolution of the board, or are they looking for our delegate to confirm something? Because as a delegate for YRA 1, I make the vote. Like, is that what we're talking about here? Or are they looking for a resolution from our commission?
They are, for some statutory reason, we're required to vote as a board on this.
As a board, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's not, yeah, we can't just delegate it to the
Okay.
representative.
Okay.
And
The representative would communicate the vote.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so I definitely need more.
So I'd like to,
Yeah.
I'd like to. I'd
Right,
like to
I mean,
make
there's
that-
a lot, I think we all need to sit here to make a responsible, informed decision, right?
Let me go ahead and work with staff to schedule a special meeting in January.
Okay,
And Jamie will be very sensitive to your schedule.
okay, thank you.
Figure that out.
It's also okay for it, I mean, it's probably okay for it to be,
I was gonna
later
suggest February,
recognizing that
Chris,
we have-
just because, so you have a little bit of time.
yeah, because we got Wapuda in January and a
Yeah.
lot, kind of a lot, we could.
But it's
do-
up to you. If you got, I mean, if you guys can do your whatever homework to prepare to get some kind of a. It doesn't have to be a 5-hour meeting, but it should be at least an hour meeting and probably, a time for some conversation too. So
Scheduling it in January
mean,
is gonna be easier for me, just.
it is, okay, then let's do January,
Unless
yeah.
we can just carve out,
later in January,
Like,
first, not middle of
we
January.
just need to carve out maybe 45 minutes at at 2 meetings or something, you know what I mean, like.
I really would rather.
You wanna do a special meeting, okay, so we'll look at where we might,
Yeah, and we can do a whole thing on what an SMR is, because I don't think Jamie's seen that.
Yeah,
there's,
And how that works, and what a fast reactor is versus a traditional reactor, and why we're pursuing this.
so we'll make it, how about, okay, if we could make this an agenda item and schedule a special meeting in the early part, as
Yep.
necessary,
All
that
you
we'll
need to
get
do is-
briefed and
Just give me the head nod, that's what you want me to
Yes.
do, and I'll make it happen.
let's do it, and then we can let them know that let's say we're gonna vote in,
First meeting in February. If we have the briefing in January.
cause I figured we didn't, I figured we had until, like, if there might be more information coming out closer to, early spring or something, it's better
I
just to
think
go
so.
ahead and. Okay,
Well, yeah, we'll wait
Good.
to get some information for when the special meeting is, I guess, and then.
And if there's an update that needs to be made, and I can touch base with our Energy Northwest people. But if there's any kind of an update that needs to happen, it'll be from a base of the three of you knowing the same thing. So I think, having the educational meeting up front, if we make the decision, I'll contact Energy Northwest and see if they can even use the decision in as early as February. If they're already accumulating these things, then it doesn't much matter.
okay, I don't feel like we need to rush it necessarily if it's something we need more, I mean, just because I think we'll want the special meeting and then. What have we said by March? Or,
okay,
yeah. Yeah, I think that would,
yeah, sure,
uh,
I would count on you to figure that out, so. Whatever you need, so,
okay,
okay,
so yeah, that's gonna be our process,
but I want it to be I personally, as a
We
commissioner.
need a special meeting,
Want it to be a special meeting, and I wanna have plenty of time to go over it in a relaxed fashion.
Yeah.
Not in one of our regular commission
well,
meetings.
also, I don't think we should be making a vote in the same. In that first special meeting, I think we need just like a.
That's just
a
education.
briefing, education,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
time to-
right.
time to
We'll do a
discuss
vote
and
at that.
digest,
The next general meeting,
and just, gut check and everything, and then.
okay,
And then we'll schedule a vote in a regular meeting by. Really, if it was by April, it's fine. I mean, I think, but yeah,
yeah, you should talk to your colleagues at Energy Northwest, what they would like to, when they would like to hear back from us. So,
okay. Okay, moving on. I did watch there were some joint, the legislative committee meetings in last week. I saw it caught on TVW, with the joint session with the House, Senate, and Environment, Energy Committee. They had presentations, some of which I think we may have seen before at other things, but from West Tech on transmission, and just transmission planning, and they have a study on reliability coming out in February. There was presentations on the data center work group, from, through the Department of Revenue, Department of Commerce, and a bunch of stakeholders engaged on that through the year. And I know that the recommendations report came out like, I think just December 1st, delivered to the governor and legislature. And then there's gonna be, expect there to be a bill introduced. That might be something of could be a hot button item. Something that we might want to do well to consider, just given, so I've heard there's interest from, we're frequently hearing for interest from data centers to want to locate here in our service territory. So, yeah, just, that's the thing to follow, just flagging as we go into the legislative session. In addition to probably a couple other bills related to transmission, and then, utility wildfire risk. As far as our process on that, is that something we also would do well to have, maybe have some time carved out? The ledge session starts, well, just for the ledge agenda in general, it starts January 12th. And since our next, we'll have our meeting in the first week of session there, and we'll have, by that point, we should know what the bills, actually have bills to look at. Do we want to carve out some time?
In our regular meeting?
Yeah, as in before we go to Waputa on I think it's the day after our next meeting, right?
Yeah.
So would we have time on the 13th?
Are you saying as a special meeting or as
Just as a
No.
regular
This would
meeting?
be a pretty short
It's a
agenda
short-
on the first meeting,
Yeah.
because we're actually took care of a lot of the stuff that we normally do in the first meeting, like assignment
yeah, right.
Right.
So, yeah, so what is our January meeting, the 13th? So if it's the
13th or the 12th.
It's the 13th,
13th.
yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if it's the 13th, then, yeah, let's just put that on the agenda.
Yeah, and then
Um,
right, and I think the timing's good then as far as, well, not only is it start a session, it's right before we go into Waputa committee meetings where we might be taking votes on things, and at least we'd all be able to be on the same
Can
page.
we put under new business legislative discussion?
So let's do that. First order for January 13th, as a special agenda item.
Government relations gets an email. I don't know if everybody gets it or not, but it's sort of like bills to watch and what's high priority. low priority.
I
Does
told them to
everybody
keep
get
me
that?
on it permanently.
Oh, yeah.
Because
so
there was a while I wasn't getting it, then I said, "No, I just wanna get that always, we should all
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it." Do you get it from Carol?
Okay, good.
I think we all
Okay,
get it.
Great.
Yeah. You brought up, you reminded me about the Whatcom Council of Governments meeting tomorrow.
Mhm.
I don't think that I have to go check and see what's on the agenda. The last meeting, we approved the transportation improvement plans.
But do you want me to attend, or you wanna,
Actually, if you,
yeah, I'd be glad to come.
yeah, if you could go tomorrow, actually cover that one, I think that,
Sure.
yeah. I would appreciate that, actually.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
cover COG,
okay.
3:30 tomorrow.
I might be able to make it, I just have a bit of a busy schedule tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'd be good if you
Uh-oh.
could take that on.
Hopefully a glitch there.
And let's see, what are we at, 9:38?
Or go on to my report.
Let's do you.
Okay, so, I got 3 items, I'm gonna be quick, and, first is, I had a comment on the budget process. I recall, I'm glad to get that confirmed from Annette that it starts in July. It occurred to me that, at the beginning of the process, it would be, helpful for us, the commission, get a presentation from staff of what are the hot topics for this year's budget? What are the things that staff is thinking about as far as the budget? That commission input would be helpful. Policy input would be helpful on. And obviously, there's no way, I mean, there's so much to the budget. There's so many things that you're juggling, so many trade-offs that you're juggling when you deal with the budget. But it would help organize my effort, and I think probably the commission's effort, to identify a few things that are the meaty issues that we're dealing with this, this particular year's budget. And then to have that upfront in the process. And then in subsequent meetings, the commission can provide some input on how to manage those particular trade-offs. Let's say, for example, we have this big capital project that we're in the middle of, the Plant One rebuild. And so there might be an issue of how much to do this year versus next year. I'm just making something up in this particular, as an example. And there might be some input regarding how, is this the right time to address this particular item on the strategic plan, at a deeper level? Should we kick off a study, for example, this year? These kinds of things, it would be helpful if we did that on the front end of the budget process. So what I'm suggesting is to add in the first, maybe even it's a pre-budget meeting, to understand what, for example, was discretionary, what's really on your mind as a team, in the budget, and where we could be helpful.
Okay.
So, I don't think we need to, this is just input to staff. I don't think we need to pass anything. I don't think, does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Great. The next item I had was on the water. I just an observation. I just feel like all the deck chairs are being aligned for, I'm not sure if it's gonna be 2026. You guys may have an opinion, or 2027, but there's gonna be a year coming up where it's gonna get really intense on water. Municipal water law, adjudication. It's definitely after May of 2026. I just, I think our commission is so clear on this, just everybody file. Get your cards on the table, but there's gonna be so much data all of a sudden to analyze and figure out. And, one of the things I've been educating, our council members is that how important it is to just keep the eye on the ball and get everybody filed. So, something I've said before. We saw articles about, Ford's gotten a lot of top press in the last year. I'm sure we've read it and heard about it. The article in the Northern Light. I try to take a positive attitude to everything. Anytime something comes up, I'm like, okay, are we doing everything we can as an organization to make sure we're careful and thoughtful about how we set up meetings, how we do executive sessions, so on and so forth. And articles like this are an opportunity to think that through. And I've been, as a new commissioner, it was something that I was like, why do we ever need to do executive session? As time went on, I started to realize, oh, okay, there's a real reason for it. And I just want us to hold and not that we don't have that vigilance to think everything through, to properly notice when we do executive sessions, and we never do it at last minute, or very rarely. Maybe we've never done last minute. When we're gonna make a decision, we announce that we're gonna make a decision. And then there's the maximum degree of deliberation on the subject that we can do in the public without violating important confidences or the strategic interests or the needs of the PUD as it relates to contracts and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to bring that up.
I have something to say about that, because it's important, and I
wanted to bring it up.
I made a joke about it earlier, but it's not funny, but I think that we should be aware as a commission. And certainly the port should have been aware as a commission that when, we were passing the delegating administrative powers and duties to the general manager, we set up some restrictions for, what he can sign for, what he can't. And that's where the port got in trouble, was they have a limit for what the general manager can sign for. And then they clearly weren't paying attention to the claims that were coming through. And so I'm sure, and because I don't believe that there's anything sinister going on, right? I think that they see the claims and they're like, yeah, that looks good, that looks good. They're not looking at the claims going, oh my gosh, that's right under his signature.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Did we review any of these do you know what I mean? So it's something to be aware of. And I've never seen anything like that at the PUD, but it's something to be aware of.
So my decision-making process is a little different perhaps than the board's.
Mhm.
I want to find out first what it's going to cost and how long it's going to take. And then look at the delegation of authority and see whether it's something I can do or whether we bring it to you. I never look at it and say, oh gosh, this might be something we have to bring to the commission. Let's make it smaller.
Yeah,
That never happens.
yeah,
It just, and it won't.
yeah.
And Steve didn't do that. And
No.
It's been,
He did.
you know, we're really straightforward here. And if it's something that goes over my authority in an amendment, it comes to you.
Yeah.
And that's why we issue that monthly work order report, the change report. That literally is your first notice that, hey, here's something going on. And then we'll talk about it and get your authority if it triggers one of those levels. So very, very different approach, I think, than what the
And
board does.
sometimes Chris overshares, but we love him
Yes,
for it.
I do. I would rather have you guys fully
Yeah.
informed than blindsided.
Yeah, I just want the community to know that this organization spent a lot of time developing, and this is not a statement about anybody else. It's about Whatcom PUD playing Whatcom PUD's game. And trying to play its own game better and better. Not in relation to anybody else. Things that happen to other people do matter. We pay attention to it and then think about, are we playing our game well? And I think what I want us to do is keep thinking about how to play our deck or our cards, you know, our constraints as a special purpose district, our organizational capability, and just drive for excellence. And part of that is caring about when the public is mad about something. And that's all I'm just trying to do, is capture the public is mad about something.
Yeah, and we should.
And we care about that. And we are dedicated to making sure that we learn from other people's challenges.
As the public, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring it up. We have an executive session, but before that, we have a public comment. Is anybody wanting to make a public comment?
Anybody online want to raise their hand if you want to make a public comment? I think we have no public comment.
Great, close the second public comment period and let's move on to executive session with one item, which is to discuss with the general manager, performance.
See, no public comment.
You're the best.
I suggest
So
that.
we will adjourn for 2 minutes and then start at 10 till.
And just for the record, and we announced the statutory basis.
Oh.
Full,
Okay,
if you go to number 11 on the agenda.
yes, executive session is to discuss a performance view of the executive director pursuant to RCW 42.30.110(1)G.
And do we expect it to last 45 minutes?
I think I'd like to propose we conclude at 10:30. There's no further action. So I'd say 40 minutes.
Okay.
We could leave earlier, right? Since there's no further items on the agenda.
You have to come out and close the meeting.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So, I mean, as far as it,
To take 2. If anybody
We're
needs it.
starting in 2 minutes.
Yeah. We are back in session. We just left executive session. We discussed the performance of the general manager and there was no action taken. And so if there's no further business of the commission or the PUD, anything else?
Nope.
Then I'll adjourn the meeting and hand the gavel to Eddie for next year.
No, I've got one more.
No, one more meeting.
And,
Checks it out,
and
meeting.
I'm setting up a special meeting.
Yeah.
That's
what
what.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, so.
We're calling,
yeah.
I'm sorry, before we adjourn, I'm sorry, unadjourning the meeting. And the commission, I'd like to make a motion, we schedule a special meeting in December. Staff will figure out what the time of that meeting. And the topic of that meeting will be reviewing recruiting.
consideration of consultants.
Consultants, yeah, consideration of consultants.
Perfect.
All right,
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.